So, as Michael has gone to La Palma, I thought I would take the opportunity to make a video in our house about our bookshelf. It is full of cool books and it's looking pretty cool at the moment. Take a look, very nice. There's a ton of different stuff. I thought I'd just quickly go through everything so that you guys can get an overview of what type of books we're into and have been into. Let's start at the top. We got some strange books we haven't actually read. They're like about archaeology, really controversial stuff, and Graham Hancock is a pretty interesting guy. Carlos Castañeda. I think Michael has read some of those. Over here we got some of Michael's running books. He constantly goes through running books. Most of them are like this, some guy writing about his experience, etc. Some of them are really good. I've actually read Born to Run myself, and it is really cool, really inspirational if you're starting to get into running. Beautiful trail running book, which Michael got from our parents, with like beautiful pictures inside about trail running, also inspirational. Over here we got my favorite books almost. Basically, you probably know what Dungeons and Dragons are, and I was really into Dungeons and Dragons when I was about 15. I didn't have any people to play with, but the ones I did play with, we had tons of fun. I just love it. A couple of gaming strategy guides for Final Fantasy. Oh my god, you have no idea how much I've read this. It's actually insane. I'm a huge gamer, if you didn't know that, and I probably spent a couple of thousand hours in Final Fantasy 11. Everything is falling down. Anyway, onwards. I was also into religion when I was actually studying religion in university, which was really cool. So I have a few books from there. So some of these are curriculum. So I've read most of this actually. Harry Potter, possibly my favorite book series. I've just loved it since I was a child. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, important for every nerd. And Silmarillion, which I haven't read. Alright, onwards. This is our biology section. Biochemistry, the cell, the human body. This one is really awesome. You get really good overview of everything in the body, from skeleton, muscles, ligaments, all that stuff. These are my microplates for lifting. Got some science fiction. Michael is really into science fiction, but he doesn't read that much fiction books, so he gets through them slowly. I've read half of Dune, which is really cool. It's like possibly the first science fiction book. Bonsai trees are never getting to grow. Here we got some more R-style kind of books for the moment. 8 to 10 diet, of course. A few other fruit books, Anne Osborne. Pleasure Trap by Alan Goldhammer and Douglas J. Lyle. Arnold Ehret, of course. You have to read that. It's a curriculum for all people interested in that kind of stuff. Also some kind of more, I guess you could call it fringe stuff, like earthing, walking barefoot, stuff like this. More of that. The Detox Miracle by Robert Morse, and a lot of people really like Robert Morse. We don't really agree with everything he says, but it was definitely interesting read, and we learned a lot in our earlier fruit days. And Bruce Lee, for some reason. More gaming stuff. Just a few games. Bloodborne and Persona 5. A few maps. All my previous PC games. I really don't use CDs anymore, but they're in there. Magic the Gathering cards. More cards. PlayStation Portable and Nintendo 3DS and dices and stuff for gaming. Here's our religious tomes, if you could call it that. The Bible, Bhagavad Gita, more Bible, Quran, the Rig Veda, and a few other ones, small ones, the Upanishads and stuff like that. It's really cool to read these Hare Krishna books. They got beautiful pictures in them, and the wording is really awesome. Alright, onwards. Let's see, yeah. More, yeah, I mean, Sakurai Sitchin is really... I haven't read it, but he's also very controversial. Yeah, all about aliens and stuff. And more running books and a couple of other stuff. This one is really great for weightlifting. It goes through pretty much all movements and it's like super specific. Really love it. Recommend it. An atlas, important. Yeah, more halfway religious stuff. We have the Samurai, Art of the Samurai. It's a classic. The Tao Te Ching. Some Sufi books. Be Here Now by Ram Dass, which is like, if you haven't read that, I mean, it's so cool. So cool. More books. We got the Permaculture, which is great. He was really into permaculture maybe a year in our early, kind of inspired us to get into fruit and healthy living, really. So some of that, more different stuff. Magnetic Earth, haven't read that. Biology and Geology, good guides. Arnold Schwarzenegger, which is like the Bible. He wrote this, I believe. I mean, obviously, and it's full of weightlifting advice, and every weightlifter needs this book. Starting Strength, another really great book. If you really want to get into weightlifting, Starting Strength is a really great starting stone. It teaches you the basics of squatting, deadlifting, bench press, overhead press, and strangely, the clean and jerk? Or was it snatch? Well, whatever. Here we got a little bit of everything, really. Woji is a really cool guy. He's kind of like a guru. You can check him up on Google, on YouTube, sorry. A few other stuff, like from Carl Sagan, and this one is really cool. Out of Eden talks about how when humans left Africa, etc. Traveler's Guide to Japan. I've always wanted to go to Japan. I haven't gone yet. And Sun Tzu, The Art of War, in French, for some reason. Alright, last place. This is my archaeology books. In addition to studying religion, I also studied archaeology in university. And by the way, just for 1 year, both of these things. I really got into it, and then I didn't manage to study anymore, and I just, whatever, and I went traveling. But I love archaeology. I love it. Like, seriously, it's one of my favorite subjects, but I don't really read much about it anymore. Some of these books are extremely good. This is actually about geology again, which I have like a period when I was kind of interested in. Yeah, more religious books. We got I mean, I'm calling it religious books, but it's, it's just the term. Whatever. This is awesome. This is like poems almost. The Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, which is the Sikh holy text, you could call it. We got a lot of really cool books also from Rastafari literature, which Michael is really into. He's read most of all this. The Kebra Nagast, which is Ethiopian book. Yeah, I don't remember. And one of my other passions is manga. Sadly, I don't have many manga, which is Japanese comic books, by the way. I really love it, but they're kind of expensive, so I never really get to finish any series. Michael was good enough to give me the Full Metal Alchemist 1 to 6 for Christmas, and I was really happy about that, but I finished it, and now I'm stuck. And yeah, more fantasy books, me, of course. We got some really awesome ones in here. I actually read Game of Thrones way back in 2000 and... I was 14 anyway, and I didn't understand much at that time. And yeah, Terry Pratchett is always very funny. The Witcher books. And last but not least, or maybe it is actually least, C++. Never really got the hang of that. That's really cool though. Programming for nerds. Yeah, we got some just like first aid stuff. This is kind of cool, like a field guide to produce, goes through vegetables and fruits and how to peel them and whatever. French dictionary, small thing. World Encyclopedia is kind of like an atlas, but yeah, more like about cities and stuff. And thing about symbols in religion, basically. Using one hand is never easy. Well, anyway, that is it. That is our really cool bookshelf, as it's called. Yeah, if you want good reviews, I believe we have a review playlist. Other than that, you can enjoy watching this video over and over and picking out the books you like, which would be strange. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Remember that we have a Patreon where we have really cool insiders content. We have a Q&A monthly, and we have a live stream, and it's a cool place to hang out. The community is really starting to build up there. Anyway, thanks for watching. That is all, and see you around.